Evolution. Evolution. Evolution.
You've been far away. What have you got to say? My heart is on display, but I'm not afraid. Yeah, I'm not afraid. Why you been getting crazy? I've been getting dizzy, trying not to keep you in mind. Now I'm 35 and suddenly enticing since you came back in my life. I've been waiting for you, been waiting for you, been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you, been waiting for you, been waiting for you. that look in your eye had me changing my mind. You're just waiting for me to arrive. And now all I can see is that sweet memory, chasing Betty's rolling down the street. Oh, that look in your eyes had me changing my mind. We're just running too far out of time. Now you're all I can see, and it's hard to believe. You've been waiting for me. I guess I took my time making my way to you. And now you're telling me the shit you already knew. You. You've been treading lightly, and I was unaware, waiting for what might be. Is it love in the air? Oh, that look in your eyes had me changing my mind. We're just running too far out of time. Now you're all I can see, and it's hard to believe. You've been waiting for me. Oh, that look in your eye had me changing my mind. Now you're all I can see.
Hello and welcome everybody to the first semi-final of the loser bracket. So these two teams right here, we have Goon Squad on the blue side taking on Wellplay GG, Reshilling, Yoking Solo Bolo. You know the drill by now. Long ass name. But we're gonna have these two teams fighting each other on. Now Wellplay GG, they got knocked out round 1 of the playoffs unfortunately, but they were able to bring it back in the loser bracket, winning one best of 3 match against OMB Rise Hack, the battle of the long name teams. And Goon Squad made it to the semi-finals of the upper bracket actually, but they were, unfortunately for them, I believe, knocked out by the tournament favorites Mundo Club, if I'm not mistaken. My memory might be serving me wrong, but yes. So these two teams pretty evenly matched actually. When I was looking at the ranks of these two teams, you got a few platinum players throughout it, and the rest kind of, goldish or hide silver. So it could definitely swing both ways. I'm expecting a very close series here. So we can see the band's taking out Lulu. Dradude on this Lulu has shown time and time again that he is more than willing and capable to support Minitom on like a hyper carry for the late game. And Wellplay GG have often won off comps like that. So very smart ban. Lulu taken away straight away. In response, the Jinx is taken away. Corki and Malzahar also taken away from Goon Squad. Now Katarina banned out as well from MMIU. Definitely a target ban there, and actually the set as well. So kind of two bans taken out targeting MMIU. MMIU has shown that he's able to flex mid and top lane with those champions. And unsurprisingly, Goon Squad first picked that Malphite. Darcy1239 has shown many times in past games that he's more than willing to pick the Malphite for the team, be that engage. Offer a lot of gank setup from Mr. Grey as well in the jungle. And these two have shown so much great synergy in past games with this combination in mid and jungle. And the thing about Malphite is he can always be flexed to top lane as well, so he's a pretty safe first pick here for Goon Squad. Now Akali's going to be taken away in response. Could be either Dradude or MMIU on the Akali, I believe, but we can't really be certain. Now Nah is going to be picked up as well. Very safe blind pick top laner there for the side of Well Played GG. So what is Goon Squad gonna respond with here? Now the Urgot's gonna lock in, so that is gonna pretty much confirm that it's gonna be a Malphite mid. Now one thing I'm slightly worried about is the lack of AP for Goon Squad. That suggests to me that Mr. Grey is going to go for an AP jungler here, perhaps like a Rumble or Diana, which is very strong in the meta right now. That would be my personal guess, but we'll have to see what they lock in. And it's gonna be a Vel'Koz actually, so I think, yeah, actually maybe a support Vel'Koz coming out from Goon Squad. Now I think actually Goon Squad have picked the Vel'Koz support in the past. So I think, that sort of makes up for the lack of AP, but you probably don't want to solely rely on your Vel'Koz to be your only AP damage. Especially with something like an Akali running rampant, right? Vel'Koz gonna have a very tough time to survive. Especially if he's under-leveled since he's going support. Then the Morgana's going to be locked in for Well Played GG. Now, a Morgana this early, very nice pick because she's so flexible. She could either go support or jungle from here. You pretty much know she's not going to be top or mid thanks to the Akali and Nah picks, but still. You're not 100% sure what to ban out here if you're Goon Squad. This Morgana could be going jungle or support, so you could potentially just be wasting a ban here. And understandably, I'm guessing Goon Squad are just going to target ADC here, since they know that ADC is the only role that they can guarantee to not waste a ban against. So the Xayah is going to be taken away from Minitom. They're probably not as afraid of Minitom's Lulu. Of Minitom's Kog'Maw, more like, since Lulu's banned away. Interestingly, Well Played GG, I think they missed a ban here. So, that's interesting. So, I'm guessing they just missed the timer on that. So, Well Played GG, gonna be down one ban for this game. We'll see if that plays a bigger role later on. Now Tristana, gonna be taken away as well. Very strong meta ADC. Now Jinx, Tristana, both gone. Kai'Sa still up though, for the taking. And Kai'Sa has shown so much presence in, professional play as well, as we can see from the MSI meta developing, if you have been following that. But interestingly, it's gonna be a Senna locked in. I wonder if that's gonna be a farming Senna, or some sort of maybe fasting Senna with Morgana taking CS in bot lane. Very interesting what sort of comp they're going to go with for Well Played GG. So, fasting Senna typically goes tank towards that Frostfire build. Whereas a farming Senna more like goes a Kraken Slayer, right? Utilizing a lot of DPS and Rage Blade, I believe. Now, AE Evolve going to lock in Comfort here. He's going to go for his Jhin. And Jhin Vel'Koz is a very scary combination. And now, yes, I'm surprised that Rumble made it all the way through the ban phase. Such a broken jungler right now, and Mr. Grey is going to straight away lock that in. And like I said before, that Goon Squad were lacking AP. Now they may be slightly too much AP, to be honest. Like Murktread's gonna have insane value for well played GG. When you have a Malphite and Rumble stacking up in the mid lane, Malphite primarily AP damage, although he is a tank. He does actually have quite high base damage. And it's gonna be Mini Tom's Scion locked in as well for well played GG. Now, wait a minute, so is that gonna be a Senna Scion bot lane, I'm guessing? And a Morgana jungle for well played GG. Wow, what an interesting draft here. So I wonder if we're gonna see like that Senna E into Scion E combo that G2 showed quite a while ago in the LEC. That's such an interesting combo to look at. Like basically Senna uses her root onto a minion and Scion flings it towards the other team. And you know what? Jhin and Vel'Koz, two pretty immobile bot laners. So I really want to see that combo happen at least once this game. I'm excited for it. So well played GG. I definitely wasn't expecting that. They switch it up. They go Scion bot lane. And it's going to be a fasting Senna along with it. Now well played GG have such a tanky composition actually. With a Gnar, Scion, tank Senna as well. That's going to be pretty hard to get through. And the Morgana's going to somewhat negate this Malphite pick as well. So to be honest, I think it might be quite a hard game for Goon Squad to survive. Rumble isn't actually the best against tanks anymore. He used to build Liandry's, and it used to be super efficient on him, right? But now since Liandry's gives mana and gives absolutely zero health, the stats aren't as attractive for Rumble, who typically goes more like a Night Harvester or Protobelt build for more like burst against squishies. So actually tanky tanks against Rumble, tanky tanks, I just said that right, tanky champions against Rumble now kind of do pretty well into him. Whereas traditionally in the past, Rumble had a lot of percentage damage with the items he built. So, it's going to be very interesting actually. And there's plenty of engage as well on well played GG side. I really like this comp by them actually. And I think there might be somewhat of a lack of damage on Goon Squad's team, but I could be proven wrong here. We'll have to see. And Sweaty Jeans as well is a big X factor on this Urgot. If an Urgot gets super far ahead early, then he does not have any sort of, he won't have any problems shredding through this tanky team. But that's only if he gets ahead. If he gets behind, then yeah, same story. It's going to be very rough for them. Now I want to see maybe Darcy creating a lot of gank opportunities onto an Akali, but when we've seen this composition work out in the past for Goon Squad, Darcy on a Malphite, and Akali is a much more slippery champion. So if Dobby manages to get his Shroud off before the Malphite ult hits, or dodge it out with an E, well then the gank's pretty much caught off, right? So it's gonna be, we're gonna have to see how this game goes. Now, I will give probably a lane advantage to Urgot. Oh, actually, an Urgot versus Gnar matchup, that's interesting. I think Urgot doesn't really mind it because even though he's pretty bad into range top laners, Gnar is actually quite short range. So they might have a very similar range with Urgot W versus Gnar. But we'll have to see. And now, Malphite versus Akali, I believe that's pretty favored to Malphite actually. If Darcy, takes Comet, is able to kind of just poke out Akali if he plays around the shield timing. And Dobby doesn't really ever have any kill threat on this Malphite. And Malphite, I believe, would just be able to poke him out slowly. So we'll have to see how this plays out as we load into game here. Now I'm going to take a quick look at the runes here. Both junglers are opting into Dark Harvest. Nothing too fancy or unexpected from these two junglers. And now, yeah, I believe, yes, Mini Tom taking the teleport for the Scion, going into bot lane there. And yeah, Malphite with the Comet as well. So I believe that's going to be a favorable lane for Darcy. But there are opportunities for Dobby the Hacker to outplay the natural losing lane. Whereas top, I'm not too sure. I think it's going to be a very close matchup in the top lane. As we load on in for game 1 of the series. Now, let's see if there's going to be any cheeky invades here. We'll turn all of these on. As I have to rearrange everybody to be in position. I believe, yep, that's actually, everyone's in position now. So, Wellplayed GG have a very strong invade here with a Scion, Morgana as well for pick potential, but it looks like there's not going to be anything too fancy going on here. As some nice little emotes coming in, a little dance party in the mid lane. You do love to see it. So it's going to be the Doran's Ring start for the Akali. So even though she does waste... Actually, I believe now...
Minions have spawned.
Yeah, so the Drain passive on Doran's Ring actually restores 3 health instead. So actually there's no waste for Doran's Ring now. On energy champions like they used to be. So Doran's Ring definitely perfectly viable. It was actually viable even before they added this new Drain passive to it. Just to provide, you know, that stat boost basically, right? Such a ridiculously efficient item, which it's designed to be obviously as a starter item, since it doesn't build into anything. And you can see already, Darcy, not wasting any time, goes straight into the Comet poke there. And you know, guaranteeing that Comet hit with the Malphite Q, just such good synergy with it, and the Scorch as well, burning down Dobby. In the bot lane, some light poke going on here. And you can see, yeah, it's quite a painful matchup for the Akali, and this Malphite just going to be farming up that mana flow as well. So he is going a bit low on mana now, but he does have 3 Corrupting Potion charges as well. And actually a nice trade there by AeVelve, getting the 4-shot onto Dradun, and he's getting pretty low already. But he is Senna, so he does have inbuilt sustain in his kit. So Dradun, not the end of the world for him. You can see that Comet poke coming in constantly for Dobby, but Dobby's done well to trade back here. And now, yeah, here comes the Senna hurt. Dradun has burnt his potion already though. Minitom gonna land the Q, so little trades here in the bottom lane. I believe going in favor of Wellplayed GG. Now Dradun with the very nice poke there. And now the E lands from Dobby the Hacker, gets a nice trade off onto Darcy as well. So overall, Wellplayed GG. Kind of winning out on these trades. Now sort of as expected, the Gnar has the early push against the Urgot. I would expect the matchup to kind of swing as the Urgot gets more items, especially the Stride Breaker on himself. And Dradun doing very well to kind of thread these Qs out. And now Snow lands onto AeVelve. Now nice knock up by Minitom, but also a nice knock up by Meerkat. 2 very nice knockups, and Minitom getting very low there, has to be careful. And the mid lane, Dobby landing that passive auto. Some pretty heavy trading going on in the mid lane, but Dobby still has 2 health potions on him, whereas Darcy's burnt 2 corrupting. So Dobby definitely winning out these trades. The E does land, I wonder if he's going to take it. No. Good patience by Dobby there, because that probably would have been a death there. Mr. Grey waiting in the bush for that Akali, so I believe Darcy was trying to bait that in for himself. And now MMIU lands the stun, but it is going to be negated by the shield from this Urgot. As MMIU probably just going to look to crash the Waven in the top lane, and yep, he does get it in there. And now Grass Border's gonna go in. MMI, you're gonna tank a tower shot actually, and Sweaty's gonna be Pretty happy with how this lane's going. He still has a health potion advantage over this 9. He might look to trade more heavily now. And actually, Mr. Grey snuck in from behind and nice double jump there by MMIU though, so he is going to get out. He does have to burn the flash, however. So cheeky little pathing there by Mr. Grey. Definitely MMIU didn't expect that one. And you can see as this Malphite gets more levels into his Q though, this poke does get more obnoxious, but Dobby does still have a free teleport up his sleeves. As Darcy did burn it to get back to lane, I believe? Actually no, Darcy didn't even burn TP to get back to lane, so... This lane now, I think he managed to get a reset off. So Darcy, very favourable lane state for him right now, and you can see the waves pushing towards him as well, and Dobby can't really walk up the CS without getting Q'd in the face, and there's more Comet poke coming in. So I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe it was the pressure from Mr. Grey that allowed Darcy to get a very nice reset for himself. And Dobby's actually going to take it in here, and Darcy isn't level 6 yet, so he won't really be punished for that one. So he lives on the edge there, does get away with the cannon. Root lands onto Evo, but Root lands back onto Dryden. I feel like I've said that a lot with this bot lane. Knock up landing from one side but knocking in return. Root landing as well but in return. And now as I say that, knock up onto Dryden. Look at that Vel'Koz damage coming up from Meerkat. Dryden gonna be put pretty low here, but he does have sustain and Meerkat is out of mana now. And a fairly, and Malphite ult comes in from Darcy, and there it is, the setup for Mr. Grey, the classic combo. Now in the bot lane, Meerkat gonna have to burn his flash. Dradu use healed as well. He does go wide for Mini Tom, so Meerkat does get out, but he had to burn both summoners here. And in the top lane, MMI, you're gonna use the ultimate onto Sweaty Jeans. MMI, you're gonna have to be careful here though. Sweaty lands the ultimate and gets the kill onto MMIU. That's gonna be 2 kills going over the Goon Squad in this early game. But now, Mini Tom and Dryden, they're going to look to dive Evo here, and they will get the Q. Actually, no! Mini Tom does not release the Q, but no, you can see the Scion passive does get the kill. And the wave was crashed and will bounce favorably for Wellplayed GG, so overall that is probably worth it for them. But I wonder if Mini Tom could have survived if he instantly flashed out and released the Q a bit earlier. As you can see, Mini Tom calling it a good death in chat, and yeah, it definitely was. As you can see, if we pan down to this bottom lane, Mini Tom had TP actually, but you can see this minion wave is going to push back towards Wellplayed GG's side, so a lot more lost there by Evolve compared to Mini Tom. And now Mini Tom gonna pick up for himself very early this Bramble Vest, so this Jin's really gonna be doing no damage. On the other hand though, Meerkat will actually be able to put in quite a lot of damage onto both the Senna and the Scion here. No ML picked up yet. And now Mini Tom is level 6 here, so Meerkat has to be careful if he gets hit by these E's. Mini Tom doesn't know this Vel'Koz has no flash, so if one of these E's land onto Meerkat, I believe, like, if I'm Mini Tom, I'm just gonna ult straight in there. Maybe they are afraid of Mr. Grey though, they don't know where this Rumble is. As now Comet Poke landing for Darcy, and we can talk about this CS lead in the mid lane. Malphite 14 CS up, that is quite significant this early. Also in the top lane, a 10 CS lead for Sweaty Jeans here. And he did get that solo kill as well, so this Urgot is quite far ahead, and Dobby has to be careful here. He might be in trouble. He burns R1 here, but he gets instantly ulted, and he tries to flash away, but no. And meanwhile in the bot lane, Mini Tom landing the ultimate onto Meerkat. I believe what I said did happen. I believe Mini Tom did land the E onto Vel'Koz. And Vel'Koz without the flash is so exposed to this bottom lane. So in the mid lane, you can see Mr. Grey and Darcy, as I said, they've shown so much synergy when Darcy gets this Malphite. Mr. Grey playing very well against the gank setup that this Malphite offers. And he's kind of capitalizing, getting him so fed. And a super fed Rumble is going to be very scary, especially for these early dragon fights. already has the Sorcerer's Shoes for himself, so he's going to be doing so much damage. Obviously, Flat Magic Pen, the most efficient in the early game, when everyone has low MR values. Now Volkner has had a pretty quiet game under Morgana, but he is playing Morgana, so quite a full clear jungle. And he is going to get this Rift Herald as well for his team, so a pretty nice pick up there. Mr. Grey might be looking to contend for this. And Sweaty Jeans Volkner does get the Rift Herald. He does have Flash to get out. MMIU going to burn the Flash. Volkner also going to burn the Flash. So 2 Flashes burnt there for well played GG, but they will secure the Herald for themselves. And interesting, I wonder if we're going to see this Morgana Black Shield interaction against the Urgot ultimate. Morgana can actually Black Shield the Urgot ult, the execution. And now a full combo going to land onto Dradude. He gets rooted by the Shin as well. He jukes out one and Minitom's going to block the second. So nice play there by the bottom lane. But look at that damage from Mr. Grey. He has the Night Harvester already. Actually, no, that wasn't even Night Harvester. That was the Hextech Alternator. That's what I thought that pop was. And the Hextech Alternator actually getting him that kill pops that center. And this early game going in favor of Goon Squad here. And they're going to pick up this first dragon for themselves as well. And meanwhile, MMIU getting chunked out there. So this early game going quite in favor of Goon Squad so far. 1.5k gold lead already. But it's definitely not over. And now slow lands onto Avo. Minitom just gonna ult straight away onto them. And Avo gets perfectly comboed there by Dradude. And look at this bottom lane, the Senna Scion popping off for well played GG side. But Mr. Grey is here, and I think this might be a dead sign here. But he is very tanky actually. The ultimate comes down from Dradude, and Minitom is gonna go down eventually. And looks like he's not gonna be able to get much else from that. Mr. Grey does slow the passive there. But either way, you can see the power of this Senna Scion bot lane. Looking quite nasty indeed. Slow lands onto MMIU. Sweaty gets a nice trade-off. And now at the end of all this, gold creeping slightly towards 2k, but not there yet. MMIU gonna look for the pink. And ooh, Dobby the Hacker lands the onto Darcy, but Darcy still has ultimate, so he does go in, but he has to use R2 to get out. Darcy was definitely ready to ultimate there. So at the end of the day, Dobby just burnt his ult for kind of nothing. Darcy does get forced out and will miss a few minions. So a small win for Dobby there. But he is going to have to be careful when he doesn't have his ultimate up for the next 1 minute or so. Especially if Mr. Grey is around. Volkner looking for a gank in the top lane. Slow landing onto Sweaty. And yep, here it comes, but they do not have Mega now, so not much kill threat there. They will get the flash out, as Volkner's Q was gonna land. And they are gonna pop this Herald top lane before tower plating goes away. So that's that Rift Herald, bringing back that gold lead to down back to 1.5k. And now in the bottom lane, Minitom does have ultimate up, but this time both flashes are available for the bot lane of Goon Squad, so they are going to play a lot more confidently, I'm guessing, with the ability to flash away from the Scion ultimate. And now, Darcy working his way towards his mythic. He has the Bummy Cinder already completed, so he does have quite good wave clear already in this game. You can see how annoying this Malphite Q pocket is, and the Q actually doing a little loop-de-loop there. Interesting interaction. Now you can see Mr. Grey has been able to get quite many ganks off, but he is only down about 15 CS, so he'll definitely be happy with that trade-off. So will we see a fight over this next dragon that is spawning? It's going to be a Cloud Dragon, spawning in just over a minute. And Dobby lands the E onto Darcy here. Na is here from MMIU and they will force the teleport, but in return this Malphite, Darcy's just gonna get the ult down, and look at that combo. That Rumble Malphite combo there. And Mr. Grey has been set up so well by Darcy multiple times. And he's gonna be accelerated in this early game to 4-0-2 as a scoreline. So Goon Squad dominating the early game apart from this bottom lane. Yeah, the knock-up does land onto Minitom, but he will survive that. And even though this Sion and Senna has picked up a few kills in the bot lane, he is still down about 20 CS. And Dryden actually going for a damage build here. So not gonna go for the Frostfire that you typically see from fasting centers.
Hearts beat together.
Breathe in.
Yeah, Sunfire is completed for the Malphite as well. But the real threat is Mr. Grey as well. He's not even level 11 yet and he's doing so much damage already.
Blue team has slain the dragon.
Smile.
So,
Everyone is watching.
Dragon number 2 going over the Goon Squad, but the gold lead actually still keeping around 1.5k, so even though they're down in kills, Wellplayed GG have done well to kind of push out side waves and collect farm to stay relevant this game. And Volkner has very high CS numbers as well. 140 at 17 minutes as a jungler. Definitely contributing to the lack of gold lead. And Sweaty Jeans is going to stride back towards Volkner. And here comes the Rumble ultimate. And Mr. Grey is unstoppable now. In the bottom lane though, Avov does have the Gale Force now. And he does escape. Drydude is going to get flash ulted by Meerkat. And he's going to go down. Meanwhile in the mid lane, the burn is coming in. And the execute. And MMIU gets chopped up by this Urgot. And all of a sudden, I was just saying the gold lead is relatively at 1.5k, but now it's going to be accelerated to over 3k.
Red team's turret
And
has
Good
been
Squad just
destroyed.
winning out all around the map here. Minitom lands a slot to Ava. He's going to go towards Meerkat instead, but he's going to have to be careful. He is taking a lot of return damage. And if you look at the top, at the bottom side jungle, they are collapsing onto Minitom. Minitom is going to ult out. And he will escape. But Goon Squad controlling the map. They're doing well to snowball this game out of control.
Galactic hyper barrier.
There is army.
Meanwhile, Vulcan is going to face check Darcy here. And he's going to get rooted up as well. And this Morgana does burn the E on himself. But look at that. The Rumble ult is up already with the ultimate Hunter rune, I'm assuming. And that's why Rumble is such a strong pick right now. Mr. Grey is just everywhere. He got snowballed a bit early by Darcy, but he has used his lead very well. He's been everywhere around the map. And that is a scary, scary Rumble. Working his way towards that Zhonya's now. Meanwhile in the top lane, Sweaty does have the Stride Breaker, so he is a very scary Urgot right now, working his way towards that Titanic Hydra. So I don't know, they might find Avov. He does have Gale Force and Flash, so he will get out. But quite a lot burnt there by Avov. Now MMIU is behind, but his Na is going to expire. So what can Wellplay GG do to stem the bleeding? They're now almost down 5k. And most importantly, they're down 2 dragons as well, so well played GG are gonna be able to, I mean not well played GG, sorry, Goon Squad gonna be able to play around this Infernal Dragon win condition. Slow lands onto Meerkat, Minitom gonna flash over it, heal is popped, barrier is popped as well, but Meerkat's gonna get rooted up as well, and he stopwatches, and here comes the teleport coming in by who? It's gonna be by Darcy as well, and he does have ultimate for himself, and it looks like Minitom is gonna sacrifice himself with a good death here on the side. No? Darcy's not going to use the ultimate here. He's going to save it for Dobby, and Dobby's just going to get bursted out here. So nice patience there by Darcy. Saves it for a high priority target, or a more squishy target more like. And Dobby gets instantly one-shot there. But Minitom does have ult up. He is still looking, but here comes the rest of Goon Squad. Sweaty Jeans coming in on this Urgot. He uses each Stride Breaker, slows both of them. Now knock-up is going to land by Minitom, but Sweaty is a tanky guy against the tank Siren as well. So not the most damage there.
Turbo shock rockets.
And well played GG have their backs against the wall here. Mr. Grey, this jungle is now his. And that CS lead that Volkner had over this Rumble earlier is just gone. And you can imagine Mr. Grey probably has the highest gold in the game right now, and yes, by quite a long shot as well. 8.7k already, 2k gold lead just in the jungle. So I think well played GG kind of just have to hope that MMIU gets a huge node and they're able to wombo it into a Scion. The MMIU ult is going to go wide, but it basically has no cooldown. You can basically use it every time you get Mega Gnar up. So not the biggest deal there.
Comes only in the moment before I fire.
Now both teams posturing around this Infernal Dragon. This dragon will give soul point to Goon Squad if they get it. So well played GG, definitely don't want to give this up. Teleport gonna be blown by MMIU early. He needs to stack up his rage quickly from that mid wave. But you can see Goon Squad doing well to control this choke point, and I don't know, what can you do if you're well played GG? And as I was about to say, you can't walk into a choke point against the Rumble. And Volkner just gets blown up straight away there. Dobby the Happen trying to go in, misses the Edo, so the combo is going to go wide. He does get rooted up, but he has R2 ready. Now Meerkat did burn his ultimate there, but Dobby does get out anyway.
Passion compels me.
So that's going to be now soul point for Goon Squad. And an Inferno Soul is going to be so scary as well. Being able to instantly proc even more damage on a Rumble ultimate. And especially for Jhin as well, he scales probably the best scaling champion with just raw AD damage. Now Minitom, you can see this Rumble doesn't do that much damage to tanky champions. As Minitom, but then Minitom himself doesn't do the most damage, but this is going to be a pretty close fight here. Ultimate burnt here by Mr. Grey, and you can see Minitom almost taking out this Rumble, and this stopwatch might prove to be his death. No, he does flash out. And Mr. Grey, the Nimbus Cloak does save him there. MMIU trying to chase down Meerkat. He does burn his flash and barrier. So good little pick by MMIU, but this Rumble is so far ahead. But oh, the binding lands onto Mr. Grey, and Volkner did not even expect it to hit, and he burns flash and gets the shutdown. That's a huge shutdown for Volkner, but he is probably gonna get chased down. Flash burnt by Sweaty Jeans. Ultimate does land, and Volkner is gonna get slowed up. He does expend the Zhonya's here, but you would expect him just to get taken out. Yes, he does straight away.
You will learn what beauty truly is.
So it's gonna be the stopwatch burnt for Volkner. Now this Rumble is just too far ahead, but even though he's that far ahead, the Scion fight was quite close actually. So yeah, Rumble, this was my worry in the champ select. Rumble isn't the best against tanky compositions, but he's so far ahead that it doesn't matter this game. And now Sweaty Jeans on the flank of MMIU. The Strike Breaker is going to land into a knockup. Beautiful combo there by Sweaty Jeans. And he kills and cleans up MMIU there. And ultimate going to land onto Dobby, and he gets taken out by Darcy. This has just been a clean game so far for Goon Squad. Now the first 5 to 10 minutes was pretty close, pretty quiet game at the start, but Goon Squad just turned it on and have been able to snowball this game very quickly out of control. And they're going to take on the Baron here. There's probably not going to be a contest either. Morgana not the best champion to snipe still with.
I am the max.
So it looks like, yep, we'll play GG. Just going to accept the Baron loss. They are able to trade a tower bot lane at least as a tiny consolation prize.
When darkness closes in, drill right through it.
But now, Goon Squad, gold lead at 6k. So huge lead for Goon Squad. As we get a little DC by Mini Tom. I wonder if they're going to pause. No, he does reconnect straight away.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
And now, what can you really do if you're well played GG? I suppose all you can really do is just try to force a fight for this Inferno Dragon as Darcy ults in towards Dobby to have her. He gets instantly rooted up by the Jhin. Yeah, the combo does land onto Aevolve. Aevolve almost gets executed there. If Dobby maybe had another half a second, Aevolve maybe would have been taken very low, but I don't think it would have been enough damage anyway. As Dobby was looking for that passive auto into QR combo. And now, Sweaty is going to get binded up here. He's going to be chained. No, the Stride Breaker gets him out. And it looks like he might just walk scot-free. Nice dodge onto Volkner's binding here. And he's kind of juking at all of these skill shots. Sweaty Jeans doing it 1v3. So many ultimates going to be expended. They're going to burn 2 ultimates for this Urgot. But look in the mid lane as well, though. At the same time, Goon Squad just pushing down this mid lane. And well played GG. They're going to record. They're going to be a little bit late though. They're going to lose 1 Nexus Tower for that. And Goon Squad are going to have as well full control over this river. And again, we saw what happened when well played GG is forced to walk through a choke point to contest dragons. This Ultra Fred Rumble is just going to shred them. And he has the Void stuff completed as well. So he's going to be able to burn through Mini Tom even. And now, they are just simply first onto this Soul, and it looks like Soul is just going to go over. They will get Meerkat as a little consolation prize, but it doesn't really matter at this point. Mini Tom in the front line. Equalizer does get burnt. Darcy flashes in, kills Volkner as well. And now Mini Tom doing his best to try to survive and hold the fort here, but not much you can do if you're well played GG. Soul going over the Goon Squad. And now, nice little Gale Force there. Dodging out an MMIU's combo. So, Goon Squad, they have firm control over this game right now. It's going to be a 6k gold lead as well for Goon Squad. So, gold lead, not the largest actually, if I'm being honest, but you'd expect a larger gold lead for the kill lead, but I suppose a lot of that would be just because maybe well played GG aren't worth that much gold on some of their members. And now Dobby trying to survive here. Goon Squad, I wonder if they're just going to siege up. Maybe they're just going to run it down mid lane. They're not going to even bother going for the side inhibs. They do have only 1 Nexus Tower left, so why not just siege the Nexus? Fair enough. They know they're so strong with this Inferno Soul here, and I have a feeling the game might be ending soon. Dobby gets rooted up here, and he's just going to get taken out even through the Shroud there. 1 member down for the side of well played GG, and look at that combo as well. Fear Beyond Death going off as well. MMI, you're going to get feared up as well. That's going to be 2 kills, 3 kills going over for the side of Goon Squad. Mini Tom doing his best to survive, but he's even squishy against that Inferno Soul. And that's going to be a clean ace, I believe, for Goon Squad here. as they take a very commanding game 1 into a 1-0 lead in this series.
Courageous Giga.
Red team triple kill.
And, you know, Mini Tom did get a little triple kill there from the fountain dive, so, you know, his score will look a little bit better thanks to that. So as we take a look at the damage shots, I'm guessing this Rumble just gonna be far ahead of everyone else. And, oh, actually, not really. Very even distribution between Goon Squad's damage, and Avov kind of silently put in a lot of damage there. I definitely didn't expect that. So, very well played by Goon Squad overall. All 5 members contributing very well to that game. And it was pretty close for the first 5 minutes until it kind of all fell apart. For well played GG, and Goon Squad were able to snowball very quickly into a soul, into an end there. So, very well played game 1. Let's see if well played GG can bring it back for game 2, or if Goon Squad are going to close out this series. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be back very soon for game 2.
Waiting for.
And welcome back for game 2. So Goon Squad taking a dominating game 1 here. So let's see what Wellplayed GG do to adapt to this. I wonder if they're going to switch up a draft. And Wellplayed GG have shown to be a very adaptable team, very flexible with their roles. And traditionally they've seen the most success when they have Mini Tom on kind of a hyper carry, so I'm expecting them to kind of pivot to something more like that. And Goon Squad staying with that Lulu Band though. They know such a key ingredient to Wellplayed GG's success. And now Rumble this time, taken away from Mr. Grey. Mr. Grey popped the hell off on that game 1. So definitely don't want to give him that again. And just a reminder for everyone in chat, including spectators, if you haven't filled out the little attendance form yet, please do so. It helps out our club with future funding from Anusa. And it's I think literally just 3 questions. So if you have the time, please fill that out for us. So as we go back into the picks and bans there, the Katarina going to be taken out again. So Goon Squad might just stick to the same bans here, and yes, they do. If it worked game 1, no point of switching it up. Now Volkner, this time Wellplayed GG, they're gonna first pick that Malphite away. So Darcy, not gonna have the Malphite this time, so definitely gonna have a very different draft. And Goon Squad, when they haven't had this Malphite on Darcy, they have probably been less successful overall. So maybe Wellplayed GG has figured this out. Now this time, Evolve, gonna be on the Kai'Sa. It's going for a much more damage type of AD carry compared to the Jhin before. And now the Sylas gonna be locked in early, so Sylas is gonna have that Malphite ultimate available. So that is super scary. Sylas is kind of just an upgraded Malphite with the Malphite ult. Like his Malphite that can do stuff after he ults. So maybe Goon Squad kind of saw the Malphite pick coming or had a Sylas prepared for it. So now Mini Tom probably going to be on this Tristana. Although it could be Tristana mid-flexed as well. Galio going to pick up as well for Wellplayed GG. I wonder if that's going to be mid. No, it's going to be Lux instead. Nope, it's going to be Pantheon. Nope, it's going to be Pyke. Nope, it's going to be... we'll see what it is. I'll just wait for them to lock it in. And yeah, it's going to be a Yuumi picked up. So I wonder if that's going to be Dradude and Mini Tom in the bot lane again. It would kind of fit what they've been playing so far. Dradude typically playing an Enchanter to support Mini Tom. And Mini Tom has shown the ability to really hard carry games. Yeah, this time it's going to be Goon Squad with the Morgana jungle, I'm assuming. Although it could definitely be a support Morgana as well. So what would the second ban phase kind of have? And now, Galio gonna be banned away. Maybe they were afraid of that little hover from Wellplayed GG.
I return to my training.
Lee Sin gonna be banned away. Interesting. Maybe afraid of that solo lane Lee Sin, which is a very strong champion right now. What would the final ban be for these two teams? Goon Squad taking away the Yone. So I believe maybe that was targeted at Dradude or Dobby. If I remember off the top of my head, let me quickly look up the OPGGs here. Because that is an interesting ban. So maybe banned away from Dobby the Hacker, I believe. No, not against Dobby. Huh, the Yon ban is interesting. I wonder who that was against. So now it's going to be the Shen locked in. Quite a safe champion there. Echo being hovered for the side of Wellplay GG. But they might revert to a Lilia, which is interesting. No, it is going to be the Echo. Yeah, I definitely didn't really like the Lilia into Morgana. Morgana definitely just negates the whole point of Lilia with her ultimate. With a basic ability, so. Smart choice there. And ooh. We have a Twitch hover for Mini Tom. We kind of have an interesting pick here for Mini Tom, and that's gonna be the Twitch locked in. And I really like it here actually. There's not much threat onto Mini Tom's Twitch here. So Goon Squad definitely needs some sort of engaged champion for their last pick, and well, speaking of that, it's gonna be a Pantheon. Now, saying that Pantheon doesn't have the best engage if he just goes in on his own. But he's going to be potentially being able to Shen ult. Deliver this Shen on this Twitch as well. So it could be pretty close here. So, and is it going to be a Morgana jungle? Or is it going to be a Sylas jungle? Maybe it's going to be Mr. Grey on the Sylas jungle and Meerkat on the Pantheon support. So that could be a rough lane for Mini Tom and Dobby to survive here. Kai'Sa Pantheon seems like it has so much kill threat onto this Twitch. And yes, it is going to be Sylas jungle, so no Morgana mid jungle here as expected. It's going to be Morgana mid with the Sylas jungle. Unless Mr. Grey and Darcy have kind of swapped roles for this game. Which could have happened. So we'll have to see. And well, I don't know. With a Twitch lock-in, I think I might just have to mute my mic and play this song.
Shadows fall over my heart. I black out the moon. I wait for you to come around. You got me dancing in the dark. I've closed my eyes, but I won't sleep tonight. Baby, you should come with me. I'll take you to the dark side. Me and you and me, do bad things in the nighttime. Baby, you should come with me, and we can kill the lights, hit the lights, let it black out, hit the lights, let it black out. Oh. Blackbird, black moon, black sky, black light, black everything, black heart, black keys, black diamonds, black out, black everything, black everything, all black, everything, all black, everything, all black, everything, black.
Okay, that's enough of that. So I just had to do it. Now, in all seriousness, we will have this Twitch being locked in for Mini Tom, so it's gonna be interesting. I've been told to turn off chat here, which is, you know, I guess we'll do it just in case some TOS pops up or something. So, I wonder, if Mini Tom can survive this initial onslaught from Goon Squad, with the Pantheon diving in, with the Shen following up as well, then he's going to be in a much safer position, right? He's definitely got the chance to carry this game on this Twitch. And with the Tristana from MMYU as well, it's actually kind of a two-threat composition from Roleplay GG's side. That's going to be very fun to watch as well. It's not like you can just go all in on this Twitch. You have Echo, you have Tristana as well. So there's definitely two threats, or more like three threats from the side of Roleplay GG. Whereas Goon Squad, they have a super scary Silas with Malphite Ultimate. That is actually one thing I've forgotten to mention. If Silas does manage to get the Malphite Ultimate, it's going to be so hard for Mini Tom to survive this. So yeah, there's actually going to be Darcy and Mr. Grey swapping it out here. Mr. Grey going to go top? No, Mr. Grey going to go mid lane, I'm guessing. And Shen going to be up in the top lane against Volkner's Malphite here. As I turn off chat as advised. As we load on into game here. Let me get the objective timers up, so I'll do the traditional shuffling to get everyone in proper row order. And game's gonna be paused here. As I guess we'll wait for the unpause here. So as we look at these two compositions again, yeah, so if Mr. Grey gets this Malphite Ultimate, it's gonna be so hard for Mini Tom or MMIU to survive this. Whereas, if they do manage to flash out of the Silas Ultimate, the thing is you then have no mobility to dodge his E. But that's assuming Mr. Grey gets access to Volkner's Ultimate. Volkner has the potential to play around it. And something that a Malphite can actually do against Silas, interestingly, is to buy a Banshee's Veil. So then the Silas can't just steal your ult, but obviously, if you're playing a tank Malphite, it's not the most practical item to buy. As the game will be unpaused.
Welcome to
So,
Summoner's Rift.
Bit of lag, but I think, yep, standard defense from both sides.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
And maybe not quite standard actually. Roleplay GG looking for something here, but they don't actually have any CC level 1, so there's not much threat to this invade unless they just want to get a late red buff steal for Dradude. But Goon Squad definitely know this is happening.
Minions have spawned.
And Goon Squad are actually gonna know that Dradude is starting blue buff now. Because there's no way that an Echo makes it back on time for that red to spawn. Actually, no, Dradude is gonna part towards red. He's gonna be a little bit late though. So that definitely will cost Roleplay GG a little bit on their clear. As yeah, you can see bot side. Quite late on the clear there. So this Echo already gets outpaced, and look at this bush cheese by Meerkat. The stun lands onto Mini Tom. Mini Tom gets exhausted as well. Now the shield is still available for Dobby. Mini Tom's gonna have to flash out, and that's 3 summoner spells burnt for just 2, and Mini Tom falls back to lane. So this Pantheon Kai'Sa really asserting dominance very early there through that traditional tri-bush play. Now top lane, Volkner getting some poke off and a nice little auto attack trade against the Shen with his W leveled up. So doing Rotor Trade against the Shen early. Now mid lane MMIU. This matchup definitely very favored towards Tristana. And you can see MMIU putting in the pain in the early game there. Now when Sylas hits level 3, he does have an opportunity to kind of trade back, but early game definitely not really a chance here. Now Volkner just spamming that Q poke onto the Shen, but he is quite low on mana now. Now you can see that early Tribush cheese against Minitom and Dobby put him quite far behind.
I'm gonna want that back.
Nope. Chains are gonna go wide and the binding also gonna go wide. So MMIU gonna survive there. Now unfortunately for Minitom and Dobby, their lane is pushing out towards this scary Pantheon Kai'Sa, so... And look who's lurking in the bush, it's Darcy, and Darcy's coming in. Flash instantly cleansed by Minitom, but the binding is gonna land because of it, and Minitom is gonna go down for the first blood here. So nicely played there by Goon Squad. Setting up that very early gank there onto them. Now, Comet lands on the Sweaty. Oop, and the taunt lands on the Vulcan. Actually, Ignite goes down by Sweaty. He flashes and he is gonna go down. It's gonna be a trade. Sweaty does get taken out by the minions there, but Dradude was there to finish the kill off in case he did not. And ooh, a beautiful chain there by Mr. Grey interrupts the jump, but MMIU able to trade back a lot of damage here. But this is where Sylas is happy. Sylas is kind of happy if both champions are low because his W does gain more healing and damage based on how low the opponent is. I think, if I'm correct. And Meerkat actually coming in for the gank here, and this support Pantheon with the early roam, early mobility boots for Meerkat, and that's going to be another kill onto MMIU there. And most importantly, the kill goes over to Mr. Grey on this Sylas, so this early game already going in favor of the side of Goon Squad. So what can you really do if you're well played GG? They do definitely have the scaling on their side, right, with these two hyper carry ADCs. And they have plenty of magic damage to back it up from the Echo, a little bit from the Malphite. And actually Minitom's gonna be going AP Twitch. And you know, oh, chain nicely threaded by Mr. Grey. He steals the ultimate and he's gonna take out that Tristana with the 100% AP scaling. So very nicely done there by Mr. Grey. He threaded that chain through the minions there. Found a gap, took it, and that's gonna be a solo kill. So yeah, as I was saying, normally, you know, if you have kind of 3 AP champions, you would normally think that that's too much AP damage, but with a Twitch, AP Twitch, most of his damage, or more like half or 60% of his damage, is true damage. Stun's gonna land onto Minitom, exhaust goes down onto Meerkat, he does burn the E to block. But yeah, as I was saying, most of AP Twitch damage is actually just true damage, so there's no counterplay to it actually. That being said, as expected, Minitom is quite far behind in CS in the early game. A lot of that from that Tribush cheese. But then, you know, also a very rough lane naturally, right? For the Twitch Yumi. This Pantheon and Kai'Sa. And Sweaty's gonna have to be careful here. Ult goes down by Volkner, but he's just gonna be able to taunt out. Dradu does burn the flash here, but I don't think he has enough damage. Yeah, he's just gonna have to ult out. Stun landing onto Minitom. And oop, the E does get juked out here, and Minitom might look to turn this onto Avo. He flashes forward. Heal gets dropped by Avo. Minitom just needs one more order to refresh the poison, but it looks like Avo is gonna get out barely. Slow landing onto Meerkat though. Minitom waiting for his next E. MMR, you're gonna flash in, gonna get that kill. So that is gonna be a kill going over to the side of Wellplayed GG, but Darcy is here in the top lane. The binding does go wide here. Darcy does burn the ultimate. He gets taunted up. Volkner is gonna get stunned up as well, and he's gonna get taken out. Just gets CC chained into oblivion there.
I'll be right under.
And now Minitom and Dobby are gonna get that bottom tower. Nope, they're not gonna get any plating though. But they will get a very nice reset off for themselves. But in the meantime though, Goon Squad doing well to trade across the map. They will get that Rift Herald because of that. And this is an early Rift Herald before plates are dropped, so it's gonna have a lot of value. Speaking of plating, Sweaty Jeans gonna pick up one for himself. And Volkner will miss that cannon minion as well. Now Meerkat trying to defend his own blue buff. Dude does proc the passive, does get out. He does not have ultimate up yet, and he's gonna get stabbed by Meerkat and taken out. And only moments before his ultimate comes up, so unfortunate timing there for Dude. And Goon Squad really snowballing this lead. 2.6k gold lead already. So, Minitom has the Berserker's Greaves completed. Poison starting to do a little bit more damage as the game goes on. And you know, and oh, Taunt does go wide. But as I was saying, as long as this Kai'Sa Pantheon keeps shoving into the Twitch Yumi, I think Minitom and Dobby will be more than happy with how this game is going. Or how the lane state's going anyway.
Now, there's a smell you can feel.
You can see they're slowly poking out this Pantheon. So Meerkat's gonna have to be careful soon. Minitom does have ultimate. I believe they can win a fight now. Taunt does go wide. They have to be aware that the Shen ultimate is available then. That might be why Minitom and Dobby aren't going as aggressive. With such a low health Pantheon. They still can get absolutely one shot though. But Minitom does have cleanse up, so... And now here comes the ultimate by the Twitch. Yumi ult comes down and Meerkat's gonna get taken out as well. That's the bottom lane of Wellplayed GG, but Shen ult is coming in. Minitom, ooh, some nice fancy feet here, really juking. He refreshes that poison duration, but here comes the Morgana Black Shield, but no, Minitom does get 2 kills. Dobby is gonna get rooted up. It's gonna be a 2 for 2, but it was essentially a 2v5 there, or 2v4 more like. All members converge, so... Very well played there by Minitom and Dobby. So they pick up a 2 for 2 and a 2v4. And because of that, MMIU gets some alone time on this mid lane tower, but Mr. Grey gonna steal the Tristana ultimate and just absolutely one-shot that Tristana. But meanwhile in the top lane as well, plating. More plating going over to Volkner, but in the meantime in the mid lane, the Rift Herald is gonna, actually in the bot lane, the Rift Herald is gonna be summoned by Darcy. He's gonna take that all for himself. But, oh, now Minitom, is he going towards AD now? Is he switching it up? Maybe he is. It's interesting that he's sitting on an amp tone though. Maybe something I don't know. Maybe some weird Twitch technology. Maybe the AP does better in lane, whereas an AD scales better? I don't know. Huh. Very interesting to see. So yeah, I'm very curious about this Twitch build, where Mini Tom's gonna go towards. And now, stun, lands onto Mr. Grey. Yuumi ultimate is gonna bind up the Pantheon, but not much else gonna happen because of it. Mr. Grey burns the ult there, maybe it was timing up. And as expected, well played GG, they're gonna give this dragon away. They can't really contest it in the early game. And they should know for themselves that they do have the scaling in their favor this game. So they're gonna look to pay it out, they're gonna look to be patient. So let's see if it pays off for them later. Now Taunt lands onto Volkner. Volkner's gonna have to be careful here. Sweaty Jeans has Ignite available. Lands that Grass Border and pops the Ignite. And that's so much damage coming in for the Shen. Minitom gonna pop the ultimate. Instant cleanse there. Beautiful cleanse by Minitom. And Meerkat gets taken out. That was almost a pixel perfect cleanse there. Really nice to see. Yeah, they're gonna look for Evolve as well. Evolve does step out, but oh my goodness, look at that shield coming in from the Shen. Combined with the Kai'Sa ultimate, and Evolve baits that very well. And that's gonna be a double kill for Evolve. So what started out as a very nice play from Minitom ended with a very nice one from Evolve as well. Baits that out. He knew that he had the Shen ultimate available for him. And that's gotta be frustrating if you are the side of well played GG. And that's gonna be more than 4k gold lead towards the side of Goon Squad here. From some very well coordinated early skirmishes, especially around the Shen ultimate. You can see Sweaty Jeans. Normally you see top laners on kind of an island, but he's got the most KP on his team. Mr. Grey gonna steal the Malphite ultimate away. Does not have enough damage to go for full all-in though. But Volkner gonna have to be careful here. He is pretty tanky though. But now what can Mr. Grey do with this Malphite ultimate available for him? Expect him to probably roam around the map here. And look for a squishy target to one-shot. So now, MMIU has been farming pretty well on this Tristana, so he will be a secondary threat for sure. All eyes on this Twitch though. Minitom looks like he is going to be going for an AD build. But setting on a bit of AP items, maybe just for laning. As you can see, the one item power spikes are starting to come in. Dradude completed the Proto Belt. Meanwhile, the chains land onto Volkner, but he is tanky enough to kind of shrug it off. But yeah, Proto Belt onto Dradude completed. The Andrews onto Darcy. Gale Force onto Evolve. Now Minitom and MMIU still waiting out on those one items. Sunfire as well onto Sweaty Jeans. Now Meerkat, they're gonna find Dradude here. He's just gonna be completely CC chain. Doesn't even get the chance to ult out. So he gets taken out. Rift Herald gotta be popped onto the mid lane, and oh my goodness, MMIU, ooh, gets the insect off onto Mr. Grey under tower. Shanok gonna have to be burnt here. But Mr. Grey almost gets taken out there. So Goon Squad, they're gonna be able to take down that tier 1 tower, and they are really ballooning this game out of control. 6k gold lead. So Minitom trying desperately to do something to defend here, but this Rift Herald's gonna get 3 charges off. And this is such an early tier 3 tower to lose, but the stun does land though. They're gonna have to be careful here. Darcy gets rooted up, he has to flash out. Darcy though just gonna get stunned up and locked down. And Mr. Grey landing the chain onto Minitom, and Minitom gets taken out as well. And now Volkner is kind of in trouble here as well. He has to instantly ult out. And a beautiful taunt flash by Sweaty, and Goon Squad are just playing around their pick composition so well. Landing pick after pick after pick onto well played GG. And that's going to be such an early inhibitor to lose. But Goon Squad want more. They're not going to stop there pushing down that 1 tier 2. They're looking for a very dominating end to this series. Can they finish it off here? They might have to back off though. They don't really have a wave with them. And now Mr. Grey with the Echo Ultimate, they are going to be able to take out Volkner. And a nice double root there onto Minitom. Minitom is surviving though. Dradude trying to take out Avov. Avov flashes out. The poison is ticking onto him. And oh, Dradude, beautiful flash Q there. And he's going to get a double kill. Very nicely played by Dradude. Now Minitom does dodge out on the Infernal Change there. But oh my goodness, he gets smacked by a super minion. And that is kind of a comical way to go out there. And Mr. Grey is cleaning them all up here. Dradude has no health remaining. The chains do go wide there. So Mr. Grey is going to just back off there. But he's going to go straight towards that Infernal Dragon. And they're going to be... I'm guessing Goon Squad are going to be able to put a Infernal Soul win condition very early. So Soul Point now. Unless Volkner can somehow steal it, but he can't really get in unless he wants to burn the ultimate. So Goon Squad commanding game 2. And Goon Squad just overall looking a lot more coordinated as a team, I would have to say. But I wouldn't really count Wellplay GG out yet. Minitom does have his first mythic completed now. So all the 1 item mythics are completed for the side of Wellplay GG. So maybe they can put up more of a fight now. Volkner is going to get binded up here. He's trying to get out. Yes, he does get out. And oh, a beautiful 3-man knockup by Volkner. Can Dradude follow up? Dradude is coming in to follow. And look at Minitom as well, pouring in the damage. Poison is ticking onto Darcy. He gets taken out. That's a double kill for Minitom. And this is huge shutdowns coming over. Dradude is going to tank up the tower. He has ultimate available to him. Minitom, can he get the kill? Yes, he gets a shutdown. That's 3 big kills onto this Twitch. And Minitom all of a sudden is accelerated into this game. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, the super minions are knocking onto that tier 3 or more like the Nexus towers. So you can see the pressure coming in from these super minions, but you have to say actually a lot of gold is being actually funneled over to the side of Wellplay GG. So for this inhibitor to be worth taking, Goon Squad really have to snowball that into a Baron. Otherwise they would have really just given free gold away to Wellplay GG. So let's see if Goon Squad can convert it to a dragon. And now Volkner is going to get caught out here. Mr. Grey does get the Malphite ultimate for himself as well. And Minitom is showing bot lane. So yes, it looks like this inhibitor will be able to be translated to this early Baron. And Goon Squad looking in a commanding position to this game. A 10k gold lead. And I'm guessing they're going to be looking to end this series pretty early. Emotes are coming in for the side of Wellplay GG. I think they know that they are in quite a lot of trouble this game. And now, interestingly again, Goon Squad opting just to siege up mid lane straight away. They're not bothering with any of these side inhibitors. And look, if you're this far ahead as well, and you have Baron Minion, and you have Silas with the Malphite ultimate. Oh, and a nice stock watch actually by Minitom. Minitom showed some very nice reaction time throughout this series. So now, without that Silas ultimate, maybe, just maybe, Wellplay GG can look to re-engage. A 1-man Malphite ultimate going on onto Darcy. Can Minitom survive here? He is dodging all of these abilities on this Twitch as well. But it's not enough. He's just too far behind on this Twitch. He played it as well as he could, but no, he's going to get taken out. And that's going to be pretty much a clean ace for the side of Goon Squad. MMRU, the last man standing. Can they take him out? They're gonna look to dive him under Nexus.
Blue team double
He
kill.
does get a double kill in return, but that's gonna be an ace for the side of Goon Squad. But, oh, actually, the inhibitor does respawn. So maybe Goon Squad aren't gonna be able to finish on time, and yes, they're only gonna be able to get one inhibitor off this actually.
Blue team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
And they're gonna have to be careful here. Mini-Tom is available. Pantheon goes down. So Meerkat does use the ult to kinda just escape there and reset very quickly. They're gonna transition into a tier 2. Gold lead now at 12k. And I think Mini-Tom just doesn't have enough items under his belt
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
to make those kind of rat IRL montage plays. And you'd have to think this closeout is kind of inevitable in Infernal Soul now, spawning in 20 seconds. But what can you really do if you're well played GG? You're so far behind, the fights are just not in your favor at all. But then, at the same time, you kind of have to fight this anyway, because if Goon Squad get an Infernal Soul, it's just even worse, isn't it? So I think we might see a last hurrah coming up quite soon for the side of well played GG. They know they can't give up this Infernal Dragon. Dude gonna look to desperately steal this, but he's gonna be instantly bursted out. Goon Squad again, showing they are not afraid to pull the trigger. Very nice coordination by Goon Squad. And they are looking just like the better team right now. As now, Goon Squad gonna split into a 4-1. Mr. Grey funneling that wave into that bottom tower. And I believe shortly it's gonna be 2 inhibitors gonna be taken out as well. Goon Squad gonna take this tower out. Inhibitor going down as well for them. And Goon Squad can really just march it over to the top inhibitor at any time, but they're gonna choose to siege up and go for the end instead. A desperation engage coming in for the side of well played GG. Mini-Tom is firing in the backline, but he's gonna get stunned up by the Morgana. He's gonna get taken out as well. And it looks like Goon Squad, yes, they're gonna be able to pick up this kill. Dobby the Hacker, the only member remaining on this Yuumi. And it looks like Goon Squad, very well played to them. Some celebration fountain bathing, we'll call it. Mini-Tom gets a double kill. And oh, the boys take a bath in the fountain together as the Nexus explodes. Very well played series by Goon Squad, a clean 2-0 for them. So unfortunately for well played GG, they're going to be eliminated from the tournament with that series lost there. But very, very clean series by Goon Squad. And they're looking like a very strong team. And they're going to advance to the 3rd place match, which will be played on Sunday this weekend. So let's take a look at these damage charts. And look, Mini-Tom really trying to hold the fort down on this Twitch, but it just was not enough. And Avo on the Kaiser as well, putting in so much damage there. So, well played to both teams. Great job for making it this far into the tournament for well played GG, but they're going to be eliminated sadly for them. So Goon Squad advancing into the 3rd place matchup, and they're going to guarantee a prize for themselves as well with that victory. So well played to both teams. That was a fun series to watch and cast, so we will see you hopefully tomorrow for the next series, which will be at 6:30 between the Salty Boys and Zwang. So don't go anywhere, guys. Well, actually, do go anywhere for tonight. But yes, we will see you guys tomorrow for the series at 6:30. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.